Now, how is the Christmas card collection coming along? Just yesterday, I headed off to the post office to get the last of mine sent off, because I think yesterday was the last day for first-class post. But I'm sure if you stick a first-class stamp on it and whiz it in there early today, you might just get it over in time. An overwhelming 72% of Brits would prefer to receive a traditional card this Christmas, and only 6% would prefer a festive greeting via social media, and 10% via text. Well, new research from Royal Mail proves you can't just beat the feeling of having a traditional Christmas card dropping through the letterbox during the festive season. The Christmas card industry is worth £384 million, and there's over 1 billion cards sold in 2015. So do you still send your Christmas cards? Sharon Little is the Chief Executive of the Greeting Cards Association, joins me on the line now. Morning to you, Sharon.
Good morning, Jonathan.
So, I mean, despite the fact that there are computers and emails and texts and all this kind of stuff that can take the ease out of having to do Christmas cards, we still love them, though, don't we? There's something still very personal about them.
We love cards of all descriptions. So Christmas is a really, really special time of year. Where would our Christmas displays be without our Christmas cards? Each of those Christmas cards has shown that that person has taken the time, which we're also time poor these days, but they've taken the time to think about you and send a card to make you feel really special and cared about and included in their group of people.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Now, I'm a bit of a stickler for cards, because I always write something in there, even if it's like Merry Christmas and a fabulous New Year, hope you're all well. I always put a little something in there. But I do get a bit frustrated when I get Christmas cards from people and it doesn't say anything. It just says, Dear Jonathan, and then just a name. Like when they're from family and people I know, because you just think, well, really, you've clearly just opened them all out, written your name, almost signed it, you know what I mean? And some people don't even put Dear, they just sign the card at the bottom.
I think it is a little bit impersonal if they actually haven't written your name.
Well, so do I.
They should. Yes, I think that's a little bit of an etiquette no. You should definitely write the person's name, and I think it's nice to write at least a line, as you said, just to make it personal, and to have that really important handwriting in there, because the handwriting is the emotional connection. The handwriting is the thing that actually you don't see very much these days, and that is what a text or an email will never give you. With text and emails, you can't put them on the mantelpiece, and they are instant and they are not very emotional. So I would say definitely, if you want to make someone feel special and cared for, there really isn't a substitute for a card.
Now, Sharon, as the Chief Executive of the Greeting Cards Association, how have our cards changed? Because, they used to all be sort of like Dickensian streets and sort of cards, didn't they? They were very festive, or traditional one with a robin or something like that. And they have changed over the years, including even some naughty ones as well. I won't tell you the one that Jackie works on my show sent me, but it was very rude. They have grown, haven't they, in terms of their scope and what's now on the cover of them?
There is such huge variety of Christmas cards. We still love our traditional imagery, but it's just given a whole new treatment. So we still have snowy scenes, we still have snowmen and Father Christmas, but they're just done in a completely different way, and in a huge variety of different ways. And we've got lots of lovely, beautiful boards that are now have come into the industry.
Yes.
Beautiful pearlised boards, embossed boards, and beautiful finishes, frosted cold foiling, which just gives this gorgeous sort of frosty feel in pastel colours, and then we've got lovely die cuts and laser cutting. So you can just cards are amazing, and we've just got this incredible card industry in this country. We're the most successful greeting card industry in the world.
Yes.
We should be proud of our card industry, and we buy more cards per person than any other nation.
Now, in terms of cards for good causes, do we tend to now be quite fussy about, where the money from our cards goes? I mean, are we more likely to pick up charity cards than we are, say, a high street department store's branded cards, where obviously all the money goes back to them?
No, well, if it's a charity card, the charity will get benefit out of that card,
Yeah.
and the difference in the different types of charity cards will be dependent on the risk that charity can take. So if they're making an investment, then they will reap the reward or not, or make a loss.
Right.
In the high street stores, generally what happens is that the charity agrees a royalty payment for the use of their branding, and that is all free money to them.
Oh, good
so
to know.
they actually really love it. It might look as though a bit less from the sale of the card goes to the charity, but it's all free money and a guaranteed return for that charity. So it's absolutely, essential. If people want to buy charity cards, really don't worry about where you're buying them from. And the other really important thing about charity cards is that it's not just the money that goes directly from you to the charity, it's also the charity getting its name out there to
Yes,
all
of
the
course.
recipients that you're sending those cards to. So if you want to support charity, definitely do so by sending charity cards. There's nothing to stop you from making extra donations as well, and thinking about those charities that whose cards have been sent to you as well.
Yeah, of course. Now, let me ask you, this is the big question. Do you dispose of your Christmas cards at the end of the year? Do you stick them in the recycling? I know some people stick them in the bin, that's shocking, but do you just bung them all in recycling? Do you ever keep them?
It's
I always keep the
really
card from my parents.
hard.
I always keep
It's
the one.
really hard. Yes, I mean, the cards that have handwriting in them where someone's written a really lovely message. I mean, a friend of mine did something so special, it just made me feel wonderful. What she did was we talked about this before, and she said, oh well, I'm going to choose a word for everybody, and I'm going to tell the person why that word I think of that word, why
Sure.
that word is there for them. And I received a card from her, and she wrote the word inspirational.
Oh, beautiful.
And what that word meant to her, and why she thought that I was inspirational.
Sharon.
It was just, oh my goodness, this is so special.
Sharon, as inspirational as you are, we're going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid, 'cause we're out of time for today, and I know you've got many more interviews to do. But listen, Merry Christmas, and take
Merry
care
Christmas.
of yourself. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sharon Little there, the Chief Executive of the Greeting Cards Association. Wasn't she lovely? I could have talked to her for much longer, but she does have a whole load of interviews to do today, so we didn't want her to be late. Otherwise, I'd have to send a deeply sorry card to the next radio station that had lined her up for a chat.